Hello everyone, this is your history teacher from Welkin National School. Today we are going to learn history from standard 4th. See the page number 37, lesson number 10, Baji Prabhu and the memorable battle of Godkind. In this lesson, Baji Prabhu and his brave soldiers laid down their life on the battlefield in the cause of Swaraj by stopping Siddhi Masud in Godkind. Their blood made the Godkind a place holy in Swaraj. Godkind became immortal in history as Pavan Khind. The first topic is here Shivaji conquers Panhal. Adil Shah gets angry. Now, we all are aware, we learned in last lesson how Shivaji thus humbled the most powerful Sardar of the Bijapur court and story of Afzal Khan came to an end. In this situation, Bijapur was mourning the death of Afzal Khan and the complete rout of his army. Shivaji captured the Panhal fort from the Bijapur garrison. This threw Adil Shah into a fit of wild rage. He could neither eat nor sleep. He dispatched another Sardar, Siddhi Jawhar, against Shivaji. Siddhi Jawhar had a huge army with him. Fazl Khan, who wanted to avenge his father's death, also accompanied him. Now see, the second topic is the siege of Fanalgarh. What is the meaning of siege? Siege means where an enemy force all surrounds the fort for a long time and all the supplies to the fort is stuck. No food grains can enter in the fort. Now let's see what happened. Siddhi Jawhar was brave but ruthless. He was a strict disciplinarian. He laid siege to Panalgarh and confined Shivaji within the fort. The rainy season was approaching and Shivaji thought that once the rains came, Siddhi Jawhar would lift the siege. But Siddhi Jawhar did nothing of the kind. On the contrary, with the arrival of the monsoon, he further tightened the siege. Supplies in the fort were running out. Shivaji was in a fix. Since he could not force Siddhi Jawhar to lift the siege by an open battle, he decided to receive Siddhi Jawhar by a clever ruse. He sent a message to Siddhi Jawhar. To the effect that he would shortly surrender the fort. Siddhi was happy. Siddhi's troops were already tired of the long siege. They were very pleased to hear that Shivaji agreed to surrender. They relaxed, they watched and indulged in food, drink and music. Next topic is Shivaji escapes from the siege. Now you know the Shivaji was very quick in making clever plans. So yet another plan hit in Shivaji's mind. Now let's see which plan that was. A plan was hit upon to escape from the siege. Two palkins were kept ready. One was meant for Shivaji, in which he would proceed using a difficult route. The other would be occupied by another person disguised as Shivaji. This palkin was to leave by the Rajdindi. This other palkin would be easily spotted by the enemy forces and it would be captured by them. While the enemy celebrated the capture of Shivaji, the real Shivaji would escape by the difficult route. This was the plan, but who would thus impersonate Shivaji? Such an impersonation meant certain death, but a brave youth undertook this task. He resembled Shivaji in looks and even bore the same name. He was a hairdresser in Shivaji's service. He was courageous and shrewd. As planned, the Palkin carrying this other Shivaji came out of Rajdindi. It was a dark night and it was raining heavily. Still, some enemy soldiers were keeping watch. They captured the Palkin. They thought that they had caught Shivaji himself and took the Palkin to Siddhi's camp. Jubilations began in the camp. In the meanwhile, Shivaji escaped from the fort by the difficult route. He was accompanied by Baji Prabhu, Deshpande and some select soldiers. The Bandal Deshmukh army accompanied them. After some time, the impersonation of the other Shivaji was exposed. The furious Siddhi killed him then and there. This Shivaji sacrificed his own life in the cause of Shivaji and Swaraj. Thus he became immortal. When the Siddhi learned that Shivaji had given him the slip, he was livid with rage. Immediately he dispatched his Sardar Siddhi Mausad, accompanied by a big army, in hot pursuit of Shivaji. At daybreak, the pursuing horsemen caught up with Shivaji at the Pandarpani stream. Shivaji was now in real trouble. With the greatest difficulty, he and his men crossed the Godkind. Now see, the next topic is Baji Prabhu the Brave. The angry troops of Siddhi were fast galloping towards the Godkind pass. Shivaji saw that it was impossible to reach Vishalgarh before the enemy overtook them. He said to Baji Prabhu, Baji, this is a very critical situation. The road ahead is stiff and the enemy is right on our heels. It is now impossible to reach Vishalgarh. So let us turn back and force the enemy. Baji Prabhu understood the great agitation going on in Shivaji's mind. The enemy was fast approaching the pass. The life of Shivaji and therefore Swaraj was in danger. He said, Maharaj, you must proceed to Vishalgarh. Take a handful of soldiers with you. I shall defend this pass and will not let the enemy cross it. I shall lay down my life in defense of this pass. If need be, if I die, there will be many other Bajis to take my place, but no one can replace you. Our Swaraj needs you. The enemy will attack in large numbers. We cannot hold out against them with our limited force. Please do not wait. Go ahead. We shall stop the enemy at the entrance to the pass. We shall not let him advance till we know that you have reached Vishalgarh safely. Baji Prabhu's brave words and his sense of loyalty brought tears to Shivaji's eyes. He was most unwilling to sacrifice this gem of a man for his personal safety. But he had no time to think of these things. He wanted to achieve his ideal of Swaraj. He fondly embraced Baji and said, "We shall move ahead towards Vishalgarh. As soon as we gain the fort, guns will be fired. That will be the signal of our safe arrival. As soon as you hear the gun fire, abandon the pass and follow us to the fort." Baji's defense of the Godkin Pass. So Shivaji left for Vishalgarh, leaving Baji Prabhu to defend the pass. Baji made a low bow to the receding figure of Shivaji and then prepared himself for battle. He took a sword in his hand and stood at the entrance of the pass. He divided his company of soldiers into small groups and posted them at suitable points. The Mawalas took their positions and collected huge boulders and stones to be used as weapons. The Mawalas across the pass were now a strong barrier in the path of the enemy. By this time, the enemy had reached the mouth of the pass and one could hear their war cries. Baji, he addressed his troops and said, "My brave soldiers and commandos, comrades," he prepared, "you may die fighting, but do not desert your post. Do not allow the enemy to conquer the pass, no matter what price has to be paid." So Baji Prabhu and his Maulas stood at the mouth of the pass, firm and fearless, awaiting the enemy. The pass was difficult to cross, there being only a narrow and zigzag passage across it. At the other end, Shivaji was speeding towards Vishalgarh. The fort was still some distance away and it would take Shivaji at least 2 hours to reach it. If Baji Prabhu could hold out for those 2 hours, Shivaji would be safe. The Battle of Godkind. By now the enemy was at the mouth of the pass where a fierce battle was in progress. The Maulas, who were adept at the use of the sling, harassed the enemy with showers of stones and boulders from the hilltop and killed many of them. The first batch of the attacking troops withdrew in confusion. Another batch took their place. Baji Prabhu urged his troops into the attack. The Maratha war cry, "Har Har Mahadev," echoed through the hills, and the brave Maulas cut down the enemy troops in the fierce and desperate attack. Through the din of battles, they heard their captain shouting encouragement to them. "Bravo, my lads, go ahead, attack and destroy the enemy." The second batch of the enemy troops was also defeated. Shivaji was by now almost at the foot of Vishalgarh. Vishalgarh was also besieged by the enemy. Shivaji fought through the ranks of the besieging troops and was on the last lap of his ride to safety. Baji the Brave. In the meantime, the battle at the pass continued unabated. Enraged at the defeat of his first 2 attacks, Siddhi Masud organized and dispatched a third batch of troops against Baji Prabhu and his brave men. They surrounded Baji Prabhu, who fought with great courage, though wounded and attacked from all sides with his body covered with blood. Baji would not withdraw from the pass but continued the fight. At the same time, he urged his Maulas to attack the enemy. Disheartened by the fearful attack, the enemy again withdrew, but Baji was fatally wounded. He was hanging on to life just to hear He was hanging on to life just to hear the sound of gunfire from Vishalgarh. Now Godkind becomes Pavankind. And then the sound of gunfire was heard from Vishalgarh. Maharaj had reached Vishalgarh. I have done my duty, now I can die in peace. So saying, Baji breathed his last on this historic battlefield. When Shivaji heard this news on Vishalgarh, he was greatly grieved. He exclaimed, Baji Prabhu Deshpande laid down his life on the battlefield in the cause of Swaraj. The Vandals gave a great battle. It was because of brave patriots. It was because of brave patriots like Baji Prabhu and Swaraj was won. Their blood made the Godkin a place holy in Swaraj. Godkin became immortal in history as Pavankind. We pay our repeated homage to the brave Baji Prabhu and his brave men. I hope all of you understood this lesson, learned this story. Thank you.